Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and once again, it's our monthly animation night. And tonight, we are going to be talking about Oh and the Two Strings. And we're going to jump straight into the review with, let's go to Stephen Price first. Stephen, what did you make of this film? Stephen, if he's there.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself.
That's why you should have your camera on, you see.
No.
Hiding your pretty face there. The viewers want to see you.
No, nobody wants to see me. Yeah, I enjoyed this film. It was the only downfall of the film was it was a bit too long. But yeah, excellent. The animation in it was excellent. I like the part was that all the boat came back together and it was destroyed and all that. It was really, really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll tell you my best moments later on.
Thank you, Stephen. Let's go to Beef Dad in Germany.
I found this very enjoyable. It's extremely well written. Love the story. It's a superb story. It's a real magical fairy tale. And what a cast. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, Charlize Theron, Ralph Fiennes, George Takei, and Matthew McConaughey. It was just so good, so enjoyable. And as Stephen said, the animation was just superb. And you get involved. You get involved. An awful lot of modern, shall I say, cartoons, I don't get involved. But this, I got involved with. I mean, the two bitch sisters, with those incredible hats. They were just brilliant. His grandfather, Art Parkinson, played Kubo, and he did a brilliant job. He starts off as a storyteller, ends up going on a quest for a magical suit of armour that belonged to his father, and ends up meeting a giant beetle, who turns out to be his father, who had been cursed. Absolutely brilliant. So that's a nice spoiler for everybody. There was some sad moments that sort of pulled at your heartstrings, and there were some funny moments just that creased you up, and there was some exciting battles that got you involved. So yeah, very good.
Oh, I'm glad it got you involved, Beef Dad. But now you spoiled the twist for Brian now. Brian, what did you make of the film?
Oh, it's my turn? All right.
Don't sound too excited, will you?
No,
we don't want too much enthusiasm in this group, Brian. You don't get yourself too carried away there.
Sorry, I was doing something online. Sorry about that.
Leave that till after. After midnight, preferably. When your parents are asleep. Go on. What did you think? What did you think of Kubo?
Anyway, what I thought of the film. I liked it. I thought it was like really, really good.
Do you want me to come back to you?
No. Sorry. No, I thought it was really, really good. I loved the story, the whole plot, the visual effects and animation. I thought was the best part of the film. Like the whole thing, where the kid had to he played the guitar and the whole paper maches, whatever, came to life. I thought that was pretty cool. Sad ending though. I didn't really like that because as mostly his parents both got killed, so that was very, very sad, and I didn't really like that. So,
But if you're going to cry then, Brian?
no, I was not.
He was with them in the last shot. They were just like ghosts.
Yeah.
So it was, he saw them in the end.
Yeah, still, but what are you going to do? But no, I really enjoyed this film. This film is probably the most well written, well put, and just one of the best animation films I've seen. So I really, really enjoyed this film.
He's never seen Frozen, bless him. Oh.
That's because Frozen sucks.
No, it doesn't, Brian. Don't say that on air. Do you want to be banned from this group?
No.
Lee, get your boots ready. And let's go to Susan. She looks pretty excited. I wish I was that excited.
Oh, I just was just getting excited.
Time.
I was just getting excited for a fight. I was like, ooh, fight. Anyway.
I know, don't worry, we'll have a fight later. Don't worry, I'll have a fight with Brian.
About Frozen 2 anyway. This wasn't Frozen 2, this was gorgeous. It was beautiful, and it wasn't anime. It was a sort of origami sort of stop motion and other painted visual effects, and it was really truly lovely. I mean, the way that the story was presented, it was a slow start, but you know, the way the kid told the story in the village, you could tell that that's the way. I caught what they were doing, because the kid would start off his story incredibly slow. He would say, don't blink, don't turn away, otherwise you'll miss some portion of the magic. And when he said that, you know, I saw that, you know, he was building that every single thing that was in it was important for the future. I was amazed at you know, how intricate the storytelling was. And so that was my opening thoughts. Here you are, Alex.
Oh, can I just jump in a second? Because
Why,
I do agree with one thing. This isn't a cartoon.
No, it's not. It's not anime.
Yeah.
Anyway, here you go, Alex.
Yeah, it's a very pretty film. It's a well done film. It is a little long. I would have appreciated only been like 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
But yeah,
that's not even a film.
Yeah, it's a film.
The way the kids told the story.
But yeah, it's a good film.
All right.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's. I was ready to have a lie down. I was ready to have a break. You know, go and make a cup of tea. Lee, let's go to you. Wow.
I've got to disagree.
Is your review going to be a bit longer, Lee?
Yeah, I've got to disagree. It was the ideal length. It just flew by. I'm just surprised. I'd never heard of this movie before until you mentioned doing it for the cast, and I've looked it up on the internet. It won Best Animation. I think it was at the BAFTAs. The only second animated film at the BAFTAs to win it. I think it was Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. What did it before then? But I'm just looking here now. It won. It was named Best Animated Feature Film, and it won the award 9 times from different places. 9 times, and you can see why. It's a brilliant film. I just loved it from beginning to end. A story about a one-eyed Japanese minstrel who just tells a story of origami. Just and it's the comedy's there, the action's there, beginning to end, and also the only thing what I sort of guessed at the beginning, well, after nearly 20 minutes or so into the film, I guessed Beetle and Monkey who they were really. It was a bit of a giveaway who they were, but yeah, it was a wonderful little film. I enjoyed it, and I'm just surprised it's not up there. Everybody knows about it. You know what I mean? Brilliant cast as well. Brilliant cast, and as Ali mentioned, it's stop motion, 3D stop motion. There's a lot of time and effort into that. And if you watch the credits, you do see the scene with the big skeleton when the guy's moving all that about. That is just
that's amazing how they do that. That was amazing seeing that.
And a big thumbs up as well to, I forgot his name, is it Regina Spektor, who is the song at the end, the Beatles song, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, a brilliant version. And it's just amazing that's the credits roll. But I enjoyed this from beginning to end. It's a wonderful little film. Over to you, Alid.
I'm sorry you didn't enjoy it, Lee. But no, I do love that song at the end. Was amazing.
Beatles, West Beatles.
But this is why I chose it, because it won a BAFTA, and I thought probably most people in this group wouldn't have even heard of it. And I thought, it deserves to be seen, I think, and it deserves to be watched. And I think that visually, it is absolutely stunning. I mean, you got the monkey, and the way the monkey moves around with all the fur, is just, it's astonishing how they've done that. And like Lee says, with the giant red skeleton creature, the big monster, I mean, how they did that. And then you've got the underwater sea creature, and the monster that the grandfather turns into at the end, and just the way it's lit as well. I mean, that was a real puppet. That was a real animatronic. And just seeing how clever they've created this world is just extraordinary. And I kind of actually do see where Alex is coming from, because I actually think this could have actually been a silent film. I actually think this didn't have to have English dialogue. They could have been speaking any language, and they could have had a lot more music in this. I mean, I love the music, but they could have, because for me this is all about the visuals. Because actually, I thought the story particularly wasn't great. I thought the ending was a bit sloppy, because you've got the kid. He puts the lanterns down, doesn't he, on top of the stones, and then he says, "Oh, I wish you were here, father and mother." And then the next scene, he's standing next to him on the lake. That kind of, it felt like that they'd cut a scene out or something like that, or they just put that on the end just to have it end like. Do you get what I mean? That felt forced. It felt a bit out of place.
That was the Return of the Jedi scene.
Yeah, it did remind me of Return of the Jedi very much.
But it was foreshadowed in the earlier part where they were doing the luminarias and sending them down the river.
And there's also another thing that I agree with Leon, is that it was very predictable. I mean, I thought we were meant to know from the beginning that the father was the beetle guy and the mother was the monkey. But I knew when I first saw the monkey, that was the mother. I already knew. I thought that was like, we were meant to know that. I didn't know it was meant to be like a twist. Oh, yes, I'm the mother. Oh, whoa. Same with the beetle guy. It's like, suddenly there's a twist. He's the father. When I guess that from the beginning because he had lost his memory and things like that. I go, well, it's the father. He's just lost his memory. You know, so I guessed that already. The fight sequences, I disagree. I think the fight sequences are not good. I actually think the fight sequence with the giant skeleton is a bit slow. I know that it's a massive skeleton, and he would be slow if he would be slow. But
How
I didn't think it was that thrilling.
how dare you? Because that was gonna be like one of my favorite moments. How dare you?
Yeah, but I didn't think it was that thrilling, and as well, everything seems to be magic. And it seems to be a bit convenient, if you know what I mean. Like he goes to this world with a monkey where he doesn't know the monkey. Yes, it's his mother, but he doesn't know the monkey. And then suddenly he has this origami creature, the what's meant to be his father as an origami, the red one, and he's just pointing the way to everything. And then there's this massive ocean, and they find the armour in this massive ocean.
Yeah, but the origami figure was the compass.
Yeah, I know that, but I just found it a bit convenient, if you get what I mean. I found some things happened that were a bit convenient. Yeah.
Yeah, but
but otherwise, how do you move the story forward, Alan? I mean, sometimes.
Oh no, I agree. A lot of films have that. Yeah, no, I agree. But I just thought the story could have been better because the animation was phenomenal. I thought the story just could have been improved. I think the story could have been improved.
Also, Ali, you mentioned magic. All myths and legend stories have magic.
I know. I get that. I know.
This is a Japanese. I mean, I don't even know if it's based on a Japanese tale or anything like that. It might be. I don't know. But you gotta go. Take that with what it is. But
yeah,
it's. I don't know about the fight scene. I enjoyed the fight scene, the skeleton one. That one.
I enjoyed the underwater creature. I thought that looked amazing.
Also as well, you knew his dad was the Beetle because he had the emblem on it.
Yeah.
But also as well, his dad didn't come to answer him when he was saying his prayers to him. So you knew his dad was still alive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, you knew his dad was still alive. Yeah, but the cap. No, we'll go on to characters in a minute. We'll go on to favourite moments, and you can mention characters if you want. Let's go to Stephen Price.
My favourite moment, I burst out laughing when the chicken laid the eggs and was shooting at her.
Oh, no. Yes.
That was hilarious. That was. I thought that was very funny. Other favourite moments are the underwater creature, and when all that boat came back together, I thought that was just amazing. But talking about the chicken, that fight scene by there was just brilliant, just absolutely. And this film deserves every award going. Absolutely amazing.
Let's go to Beef Dad for favourite moments, and you can mention characters.
Favourite moments. Well, I think one of my favourite moments is where he creates the ship out of leaves, using the magic of his guitar, and that is absolutely superb. It's just so cleverly done. I love the concept of that. My other favourite is when they are fighting off his two aunts who are trying to attack him and attack the ship and trying to kill everybody. He's got some wonderful relatives. I mean, he's got two aunts who are trying to kill everybody, evil pair of bitches. And then, of course, there's his grandfather, the Moon King, who is a nasty piece of work, played by Ralph Fiennes. And that's one of the reasons. His grandfather is blind. One of the reasons that he only had one eye is because when he was born, his grandfather stole one of his eyes so that he could see. Nasty pieces of work. The battle with the skeleton creature was good. I enjoyed that. I thought that was very good. And the way that the grandfather changed into the basically as a serpent type dragon type thing and attacked the village, that was just amazing. That was superbly done. And to be perfectly honest, not much has been said about Art Parkinson that played Kubo, but he is a superb little actor. Of course, he was in Game of Thrones. He played Rickard Stark in Game of Thrones. He's very, very good. It was most enjoyable. Most enjoyable.
Let's go to Susan and Alex, if Alex wants to chime in.
Yeah, my favorite moments were anything with that little old lady. The little old lady was awesome, and she was just adorable, and she was like the heart and the soul of that village, and so anything with her in it, that was amazing. And I love the Beetle stuff. Anything with his father as the Beetle at the beginning, and then the homage to the Beetle King, later on with the Beatles. I mean, I heard, the Beatles. That was, they chose the Beatles song because of the guitar, and yes, Beef Dad.
It's not a Beatles song. It was made after the Beatles split up, and it was written by George Harrison.
Right. But wasn't it included on one of the albums?
Yeah, it's on the White Album.
Wait there, let's go to Lee. Lee knows his music. You're unmuted, Lee.
It's on the White Album, the Beatles' White Album, so it is a Beatles song.
Yeah.
Okay, but it was written by George Harrison, and it was. Yeah. And it was all homage to the Beetle King, who was in the Guitar King, how Kubo was able to make his guitar sing and weep and change the world. And anyway, so that, and then, and I did hear Fish do a really beautiful version of that song in Boise, Idaho in 1995. Let's see. I was impressed with the dragons in it. They look like the dragons that you see in Chinatown here during the Chinese New Year celebrations. So there was a lot of, reality to it.
Well, yes, I did recognize, Matthew McConaughey, and of course, another fandom, George Takei with his "Oh my."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he does the "Oh my" that everybody loves. But yeah, I mean, this movie did make its money back. I did like it. It was a little over long, but it's still a good movie. But eventually it made its money back. And it is nice how they were really able to bring it to life. You felt like it was real. Great special effects with, creating almost everything. And I mean, even at the end, or toward the end, with that giant, what I call a skeleton dragon thing flying around. I mean, that was actually pretty scary in a way.
Yeah.
That it seemed so
Yes, they made
So
that. They
lifelike.
made that.
Yeah, it seems so lifelike. So even though, there was a couple of points that were a little predictable, it's still pretty good. And it seemed very similar to other anime or other animated type of movies that we've seen about keeping the memories alive of people that you used to know and things like that. But yeah, it's I mean, like I said, the only quibble I have is that it was a little long. Otherwise, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, thinking about it, there's a lot of these type of animated films recently based around death, isn't there? You've got The Book of Life, which we reviewed, and you've also got Coco, which I haven't seen yet, but that's based around death. And that's a Mexican one, though. That's not...
Just like our casts. Every week.
Who are you looking at in particularly? No. Let's go to Brian. Favorite moments?
Mountain.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think, well, like I said before, one of my favorite moments was the sword fight between the skeleton and oh god, now I'm drawing a blank. What's the kid's name? I'm drawing a blank.
Kubo. The film is called Cube.
Oh my god, can't believe that happened. Oh.
Getting old there, buddy.
Anyway, but the fight between Cuba and this big skeleton creature, I thought that was pretty cool because it kind of reminded me of Legend of Zelda within one of the games. I think it was Majora's Mask, I believe it was.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of neat because it kind of reminded me and have like a little comparison and remind me of it. So I thought that was pretty awesome, and I think that's like one of my top favorite moments within the film. My second favorite moment is when you find out that the father is actually still alive, and it was the Beetle type character. Because it was.
Did you predict that though? Did you, or didn't you see that coming?
I didn't see that coming, and what shocked me even more was that the monkey character was the mother. Because I didn't even see that coming. That shocked me more. And my final favorite moment within the film was I think the first time that you actually get to see Kubo's aunts, because I think that's like, it kind of felt, because it actually looked and feels legitimately scary and everything with the
spooky, tense, yeah,
spooky, intense, haunting type of feel to it, and it reminded me of little something like Tim Burton movies would do. So it kind of, so it kind of had that kind of feel to it, and I really enjoyed that. To me, in my opinion, so those are my favorite moments within the film. Kubo,
Brian. Kubo,
whatever, same diffs.
But I do think, Brian, you did say an interesting point in that some of this film can be quite scary for younger children, I think, even though actually it's
what's
it's
this
PG.
rated? It's rated PG?
Yeah, it's PG, yeah. I think the ants can be quite frightening and towards the end as well, where the grandfather turns into the dragon serpent type creature. I think that can get, because it's quite intense in their voices as well, of the ants.
When when I first pushed play on Netflix, it said like on the top of it had the rating, and below it says like some images are scary and violent and not maybe too little bit scary for children.
I mean, the part where the witches would scare the children, wouldn't they?
Yes, what we're talking about. Yeah, the witches, the ants. Yes, yes, the ants. Let's go to Lee because we have to, not because we want to.
Yeah, the ants. I loved every scene with the ants in it. I just thought they were just awesome. But they got the comeuppance in the end. I liked everything about it. I mean, I loved the storytelling with the origami figures at the beginning. He's playing in the marketplace. The old woman in the marketplace, you know. And I'm trying to remember the actress who voiced that character because she is a well-known actress. I can't remember her. But, I'm sure she was in Midnight Cowboy, but that's another thing. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, the Moon King, brilliant. You know, being the grandfather of Kubo, but the visual features of the Moon King in human form just looked like Peter Cushing. The face was Peter Cushing. So I don't know if there was whoever did model the figures was a fan of Peter Cushing. I don't know. I mean, and Ray Fans was a brilliant voicing that character. But one of my favourite scenes is at the end where the grandfather is subdued, subdued against his will with the magic to become sort of a senile old man, and the villagers take him in.
You're taking my favourite moment. Yeah.
Oh.
This happens every week.
Sorry, but you say I know as well. It is a bit violent because there is blood in it. You know, when the monkey gets hurt in the fight, there is blood seen there and stuff like that, which you don't usually see in a children's animation. But yeah, an enjoyable film, beginning to end. All of it for me is my favourite bit.
You see, because actually, even though I said
just so you know, I think that the old lady was Cameo, right? Anyway, if that was her, it was Brenda Vaccaro.
Ah. All right, then. Well, I'm going to get on with my... So, yes, back to what I was saying. Even though I said I thought the ending was a bit sloppy, what I did love was the fact that when he did lose his memory, and he completely forgot everything. He forgot everything. He forgot about Cuba. He forgot about everything. He basically, had Alzheimer's, really, where his memory was wiped and he didn't know who he was. And I thought the villagers just saying, yes, you're a good man, even though he wasn't. He was evil, and he was pure evil. They took him in and they said, no, you're a good man. And they were saying what good things he does, in his daily life. And I thought that was actually really sweet, because they could have held it against him and told him the truth and incarcerated him and thrown him in prison. But you see, the thing is, you are your memories. You are your upbringing. As soon as your memories are gone, you're no longer you. You're someone else. The man stood there was not the same granddad that wanted to take his eye. So why should he have to suffer what that evil granddad did? Because he wasn't that man anymore. You are your memories. That's all we are, is memories. So I thought that was really sweet I thought that was really great, how they dealt with that and how it went in that direction, because I didn't think that was going to happen. I just thought they were going to kill the monster and everything was going to be, end like that. But then to find out that the granddad turns human again, turns into a mortal, and he has his memories wiped. I thought that was great. But I do like, even though I said I didn't like the skeleton battle, I did like when we first saw the skeleton and how amazing it looked. And I like the battle with the ant in the sea, and when Kubo's falling into the mouth of that big giant sea creature with all those eyes everywhere. That was visually stunning. And how the ship, because Kubo was dying, was falling apart, because he was losing his magic, so it was collapsing. I thought that fight scene actually was the best fight scene in the whole film. I thought that was great. So yeah, does anyone else have anything to say on this film? Otherwise, we're going to go to the final say and score. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Beef Dad, final say and score, please.
A great story, beautifully told. Brilliant actors. Great fun. Get a 9.5 from me.
9.5. Let's go to Susan and Alex. Can they beat a 9.5?
Well, I'll give it. I guess I'll agree with Beef Dad. That's a really fair score for this. It's such a quality movie and so much entertainment value. So yeah, 9.5. Here's Alex.
Okay, it's a little overlong, but for the quality and the animation, I'll give it a 9.
Oh wow, that's a pretty high score from Alex. So he did give Ready Player One a 9, didn't he? Let's go to Brian.
That's me.
Yes, that is you. The viewers now just left. Great. What are you going to give it, Brian? What's your final say and score?
I think I'll probably give this film. I think I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10.
Oh, okay. Let's go to Stephen Price.
I would have given this a 10, but I'm going to give it 9.5. The reason why I'm not going to give it 10 is because it was a bit too long. That's the only reason. Amazing movie.
You've been listening to Alex.
No, I have not.
You've been listening to Alex.
Yeah, you give a 9, I give it a 9.5.
Yeah, but
Alan, he said it first, though.
No, he's been listening to Alex. He's been listening.
No, I haven't been listening to Alex. I said it first before Alex did.
So the 10 minutes you watched was too long. Well, what can we do? Lee, you could have just watched the 9.
I watched the end credits, so I just carried on and on and on. So you can imagine all the work that went into the movie.
Did you like the song at the end, though?
Yeah, I got the original by George Harrison, the Beatles.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, Beef Dad, I think he made a mistake saying it was after the Beatles. I think he was thinking of My Sweet Lord.
There you go.
There you go.
Let's go to Lee.
Yes, Wham Our Guitar, Gently Weeps, Beatles, 1968, double album, White On. I haven't been listening to Alex because I never do. Look at Susan's face.
I don't think Alex is listening.
He never listens to me. So it's mutual.
It's best that way, isn't it?
I recommend this anybody to watch this because I think it's just a brilliant film, and it deserves all the awards it got. So I'm giving it a 10.
A 10? Wow. Wow. Oh, no. I'm going to be the bad one, aren't I? I'm going to be the rebel. Okay, the animation.
Well, you picked it.
Yeah, no, I know I picked it, but, I picked it because it won an award, and I thought you lot wouldn't have seen it before and not heard of it before. And it's a good enough film to definitely recommend. I definitely recommend people watching this podcast. That's a joke. Fred, I recommend you go and watch this film. I definitely would recommend people go and watch this film because I think visually you've got to see this film. But for the story and the characters, which they don't have much character, let's be honest, it's going to get a 7. It's going to get a 7.
What?
But the animation...
Go away.
I'm going to do an Alex here. The animation is definitely a 10. But the film itself is a 7 because the story itself is about a 5. So I think a 7. I think a 7's all right. Maybe a 7.5. But I would definitely recommend it. And I'm really glad that I chose it for us to watch. So yes, if you've seen Kubo, tell us below what you make of it.
Me too, and thanks, Fred.
Yeah, thanks, Fred. Cheers, Fred. Look after yourself, Fred. And I'd like to thank everybody here for joining me, you for watching. Look after yourself. Take care. We will see you next time.
Bye.